So Ballon D'Or is on this evening.
Yeah.
And results are just in, and Lionel Messi has won an unprecedented 7th Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or top 10, 2021. Lionel Messi number 1, Robert Lewandowski number 2, Jorginho number 3, Karim Benzema number 4, N'Golo Kante number 5. Way outside his usual top tier, outside the top 3 for the first time in, well, I would say a decade. Cristiano Ronaldo. Mo Salah is 7, De Bruyne is 8, Kylian Mbappe 9, and Donnarumma makes up the top 10. So Messi triumphs once again. I have to say, I feel Lewandowski somewhere along the line has deserved one. He's outscored everyone for the last 3-4 years. Even just looking at his goals, you see Messi and Ronaldo have ruined stats on everyone.
Yeah.
But 2015, these are all competitions now, but 50 goals. 2016, 51 goals. 17, 47 goals. 2018, 48. 2019, 47. 2020, 47. 2021, 40. And already this season he's up to 20. So I dare say he'll comfortably be 45, 46, 47 territory again. And doesn't have much to show for it in the old individual awards category.
What do you think's changed that, out of interest? Because that's something I often wonder about.
Stats.
You know, when 25 goals in a season,
I know.
we have a fantastic return. And I don't know, is it because Ronaldo and Messi started to break it? And then I think it was almost like that, is that Roger Bannister thing with the 4-minute mile? And then it's kind of, it's doable.
As soon as you said that, I thought Roger Bannister.
But they're hilarious numbers. Like, it's just such... Yeah, and to be like at no one point even really, granted last year, but it's no one's really going to be mourning the fact that he's never won it. This astonishing player who'll come and go.
Yeah.
And that's it. But yeah, I think Mo Salah probably has reason to be a little bit upset there.
Yeah,
as well.
Salah 7th. Salah 7th. I mean, who do you kick out? Messi. It just seems like Messi's your default answer still. Lewandowski, you can't kick out. Jorginho, European Player of the Year, you can't kick out. Benzema, I haven't watched as much La Liga as I would like of late, but by all accounts has been brilliant. Kante, I'm delighted Kante's that high. I mean, he was outstanding for club and country. And then Ronaldo 6, maybe that's just a residual
I think that is
Ronaldo vote. And then Mo Salah 7. I don't know who you're kicking out there.
Yeah, look, it is the sort of, I suppose you wouldn't, who would you argue against for Messi? Who would you put ahead of him? But at the same time, it's kind of been ruined. Not ruined a little bit, but you kind of... there's an odd meritocracy to it. That's like, fair enough. I mean...
It's Messi.
It's fair play.
Yeah. I mean, I think you know the way... I mean, Giggs got the Player of the Year award. You felt that was like a cumulative award. I mean, you've been playing for 20-odd years. I just wonder if Lewandowski's form over the last few years might have swung a few more to say, really, what this guy's been doing has been outrageous as well, and he's never received the individual recognition. But then I can see how they all said... But it's Messi, and
I think the Copa America probably that throws it.
That's true.
That's kind of that the monkey off the back a little bit with the Argentine thing.
That is true.
But again, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, look, they did. You can't really argue against them.
Ronaldo fuming right now. I think.
Well, it's
on the bench against Chelsea.
On the bench, a bad weekend.
Ralph coming in is not going to like the cut of his jib, and his lifelong ambition, which is to win more Ballon d'Ors than anyone, is going up in smoke here.
It's gone now.
That's gone.
It's gone.
Oh, I don't think he's winning another.
A final indignity.
I mean, it would be some turnaround. So the weekend that was, we're not going to bore Pat Nevin with all this business, but punditry, the word I was going to use is all very meta, but Facebook have ruined.
No, it's gone. Yeah.
That word. That word's gone. But it is incredible the extent to which the punditry now is just by distance more entertaining and almost discussed more, even anecdotally amongst your friends, than the actual football. So it all kicked off yesterday in the Sky Studio. It had been, I thought, a very pleasant conversation. Lots of agreeing with each other, a few gentle jibes. Jimmy seems to crack Roy up a little bit. There's a bit of that. And then Roy Keane and Jamie Carragher, towards the end, the final scene almost, decided to get into a discussion. I suppose it's about the merits of why they signed Ronaldo. And I think they were almost arguing two sides of the same coin, but it kicked off anyway. So Keane and Carragher here.
His stats since he's come back to Man United are good.
Goal scoring wise, yeah.
All
Definitely.
right. All right.
That's what he's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
for.
What's the game about? What's the game about?
We're a Man
You talk
United
about
in the league.
Salah. The
We're
game's
Man
about
United
score.
in
The
the
game's
league.
about goals, Jamie.
Man United
The game's
closer
about
to winning
goals.
to go,
You said and
Premier
goals.
League.
Well, goals. That's what
That's
the
what
game's
we
about.
brought back
Ian
from.
Rush. Ian Rush. What did Ian Rush do? He scored goals.
Did he press as well?
Yeah, he did.
Ronaldo doesn't.
But he didn't score as many as
Manchester
Ronaldo.
United, I'm not criticising Ronaldo as a player. What can he do at 37? He's a phenomenon in terms of goals. But
So you think it's a mistake signing Ronaldo?
But Ronaldo was never going to get Man United back winning league titles.
what was the point in signing him?
To come back and win trophies. There's other trophies. Did you win the FA Cup? Did you like winning the FA Cup? Yeah, to come back to winning the FA Cup and get the Champions League. They've got in the next round of the Champions League. How much do you think that's worth to the club? If you're looking at the business side of it, the glaze, your share price, that's what he's come back for.
Yeah.
I
So
said that
if you finish
Ronaldo's not going to
year,
fix.
if you finish second's
Second's no good to you.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
So you then sign Ronaldo at 37. You're not going to win the league in 4 years. If you sign someone at 36, 37, it's to win right now. If you sign Varane, a 4 times Champions League winner and a World Cup winner, it's to win right now.
See, they were sort of arguing the same thing. Like Carragher was saying, if you finish second there and you've signed Ronaldo, it's not to build for the future, it's to win trophies right now. And Keane's argument was, they're not good enough to win the league, it's to win the FA Cup. And that's why he was saying, did you win the FA Cup? He was trying to make the point, I think. He was trying to make the point, I think, that the FA Cup's not nothing.
Yeah.
But United, where they are now, with Ronaldo, it's about winning cup competitions. Whereas Carragher was arguing, you haven't brought Ronaldo back to win the league in 2 or 3 years. It's about winning the league now or never. And Keane's point is almost, well, hang on, I'm not saying they can win the league now, but somewhere in the midst of it, it got lost. Kudos to Dave Jones for tapping Roy Keane on the leg. I didn't try that at the Bordkosh Energy Theatre.
No, I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's kind of... But I don't understand Keane's... I don't understand his point then. Well, he can't. He can address that. He can say that to whatever degree he wants. That he comes in as a kind of a finishing piece to kind of make things a little bit easier or speed, like whatever, to keep things that. But nothing has been proven out in that format.
No.
It's kind of like they did get, albeit a little bit. They kind of almost fell over the line to that point. They got to the Europa League final last year, and it wasn't for lack of Cristiano Ronaldo. I suppose that they didn't win that. It's arguably a bigger achievement than the FA Cup. It doesn't. I don't think his argument really stacks up a lot. Like it's kind of, and then maybe he's not. The FA Cup's an example, but I don't. I don't know. It kind of comes back to the same thing we'll talk about in a few minutes as well with Carrick. It's almost the reverse of it. Like, because Cristiano Ronaldo was my teammate, I'll stand up for Cristiano Ronaldo because he represents the sort of things that I believe I represent and that Man United. But it's not. It doesn't really all tarry up. It doesn't.
The Ronaldo goal stats point is an interesting discussion because it's actually very hard to make the case on a stats basis that Ronaldo's come in and he's a big part of the reason Manchester United have struggled, because look at all the goals he scored. I think maybe I must have a look. The conversation should be, well, have Manchester United actually scored more goals, and how many more have they scored as a team? Because I mean, whoever's up front for United is going to score some goals, be it Ronaldo or somebody else. Are they scoring more? Are they a better team? Yeah. So, well, look, that all kicked off. Gary Neville recorded himself watching the conversation at home again, and then we watched Gary Neville watching the conversation. And then today, Rio Ferdinand has his own podcast thing.
He throws 2 feet in,
He's got his own thing going on a Monday. And, I mean, yes, Rio was talking about the football, but he was talking about the pundits as well. In particular, how dare Jamie Carragher talk about winning leagues?
Carragher shouldn't really be talking about winning leagues. He's never done it. You don't know what it means. You don't know how to do it. He's never navigated a team through it to that point to win a league. So I find it very difficult when he speaks with such conviction about winning leagues. He should stick to cup competitions. The moment he talks about leagues, I just mute it.
It's very small.
I mean, by his own logic, Rio Ferdinand can't cover international tournaments anymore.
No, he can't be back. That's it. Just have to get back in Patrick Vieira.
Yeah. I had thought to myself, oh my God, that is tough. And then it turned out I went and watched a lot of the Rio Ferdinand podcast from today. This is dedication to my craft, by the way. This time I'm not getting back.
No, you're not. No one's thanking you for it.
It turned out that Carragher had been tweeting Ferdinand during the week, and he had mimicked him, basically saying, Man United might thank me, but get the contract out now, put it on the table, let Carrick sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants, let him sign it. Carrick's at the wheel, man. So Ferdinand was sort of biting back there. Although the real beauty of this is Carragher's response to Rio, to that clip. He said, no trophy in your career without Alex Ferguson. And when you stopped winning Premier Leagues at Man United, you tried to move to Chelsea. So please stop giving it the big Man United fan one. I didn't know he tried to move to
that
Chelsea.
I don't remember that. Take his word for it.
I think this is Carragher almost revealing the sanctity of, this. Look, footballers don't care about the teams they play for in the main. They don't care about the fans they play for. They want to move when it suits them, and almost it's an unspoken thing. Where I think Carragher's just
he went too far.
Just opened it out, thrown that out there, and closed it again.
For the way that Ferdinand tries to pull it back, I think with the retweet, it was like, oh God, no, don't go down that route.
Sorry, if we're talking about real stuff like that,
yeah, you'll kill us all.
Yeah,
but it was, that was quite. But I think Carragher, to be fair to him, has that. I think he's shown that a few times, certainly on Twitter, maybe before. He's not afraid really to kind of throw it a little bit, go that a little bit further with those things. Just see what happens.
No, I think Ferdinand thought, what else is he going to reveal about me? On Keane, and there is a validity to his point here, by the way. Darren Fletcher's in a very senior position. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got a job. Michael Carrick, very prominent role, and you could say without huge degree of success. It's definitely a bugbear of Keane. He feels, and it came up in his piece with David Walsh in the Sunday Times, it definitely feels like an outsider. And I'd say that feeling is exacerbated at Old Trafford, where he knows as long as Sir Alex Ferguson has anything to do with the club, he's unlikely to get a position of any kind. So this is Roy Keane speaking yesterday, and it's off the back of the Carrick interview, which seems to really irritate him, and he's talking about how Manchester United is just the old boys club. And here's a clip of Roy.
I think there is an element now at Man United, kind of job for the boys there, job for the boys, just, wink, wink, look after each other, know the right people. We hope whoever comes into the club, and when they do come in, they start making the right decisions, get the right people in for the job. And not because you might know somebody or because somebody's a decent guy. I think the idea, the loyalty in the game, you want loyalty, obviously you go and get yourself a dog, but you got to go and work with decent people who are good at their jobs. And I've studied Man United the last few years and the changes they're making, and I'm not necessarily sure they're getting the right people for the right jobs or the top people. I think it's a case of, there's definitely a bit of a pals act going on at Man United, without a doubt.
And he was really critical of Carrick's interview. Like, I kind of thought, it's Carrick. What can Michael Carrick say here? It's lose-lose. You just got to say it's a good performance. We're great lads. We're trying our best. He has said a gazillion times, I feel bad. It's Ole who should be here. That's part of the situation. So there's only so much Michael Carrick can say, I think, post-match. But Keane sort of went for him. And then I just thought, and you remembered it as well, because I mentioned it to you.
Yeah.
2014. This is Manchester United. The performances haven't been good. They've lost a game. Michael Carrick is a player, and he has just done an interview on ITV. Roy Keane's a pundit, and Keane had this reaction. This was David Moyes' era, and this was after a 2-0 defeat to Olympiacos.
That interview was just like the performance, flat.
Well, what do you want him to do? Just fall at Gabriel's feet crying? I mean,
say something, say a bit more urgency in even his interview. That just reflected United's performance tonight. Flat, no urgency. And they keep saying, next game. For some of them, there won't be another game for them. That's the reality for it.
So, Carrick's not the most irritating of personalities.
Can't possibly have wronged Roy Keane. We'd have heard about it.
Unless, and this is, I don't know, is everyone sort of thinking this? This is the guy who went in, took the number 16 jersey.
Nonchalantly. Sure.
It seems Ferguson suggested it to him, and he said, yeah, go on, I'll take it.
No bother.
I just half wonder if that's a part of it.
Well, I found it very interesting in that David Walsh interview talked about as well, and maybe he's talked about it before, but I hadn't heard it, about that reason why he kept 16. So he's offered 7 when Beckham gets it, and he takes 16. He's like, I like that idea of being outside the starting 11, that I'd fight my way in.
Yeah, and by the way, that's Ferguson not wanting to give Beckham.
Yeah.
Seems Ferguson's using jerseys as a
little bit totemistic,
emotional pain inflicted here.
It's an interesting. It strikes me as someone who you don't necessarily associate with being overly romantic or kind of about these types of things. That he would still be talking about that, or that maybe it was brought up, maybe it was given to him, but that he had a theory behind why he wanted that number. That was very interesting to me. That was something I was not necessarily expecting. And then for Michael Carrick to take it so nonchalantly and go, yeah, sure, no bother. And I also think the fact that Michael Carrick was tit for tat, they were probably had as much success as one another doing it. Granted, Michael Carrick's not Roy Keane, but
in terms of winning trophies, yeah.
It's not like he was in and he was a flop. He up to over 400 games for Man United.
Yeah, look, who knows? Who knows what his objections are to Carrick? There's definitely part of the club, the old boys club. But even just from that 2014 in my jersey, in my jersey,
How dare
we're
you.
leading to Olympiacos. It will not have. I mean, of course, like we're all human beings. It will not have passed Roy Keane back. That as soon as he left, Carragher comes in, takes my jersey. Of all, it's not like 16 is not an essential number. It's not like the number 4 here.
No.
No one's going to be saying, how can we not have a 16 in the squad? This is not 1 to 11. And so I would have thought, who does this guy think he is?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, there we go. That was the punditry over the weekend. That Roy Keane, Dave Walsh interview was very good.
That was incredible. It was really, really, it was really, really good. Really, an awful lot of insight into different, just little bits and pieces.
Yeah. As ever, he comes across well in these things.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Pat Nevin, Arthur O'Dea, thank you, is going to join us in just a second to chat about the actual football.
Football on Off the Ball.
With Sky, proud partner and supporter of the Republic of Ireland women's national football team.
This is News Talk.